12-year-old Tashawn Bernard is speaking out after being wrongfully detained by Michigan police while taking out the trash. Tashawn said, when it happened, I was really shocked and frightened about it, like the situation and how it happens. And right now I'm feeling just the same way, like just really shocked how it came to this circumstance of what's going on. Funky, let's start with you. Can you believe this? Take it out.
No, I can't. No, I can't. You know, there's another story I saw earlier today where police detained a 10-year-old for peeing outside behind his car. That child's face is too baby-faced for you to be detaining him. And I don't know what it is with these police officers. Back in the 90s and the 2000s, we didn't used to hear about children being put in handcuffs. That stuff is very traumatizing to a child. When you see a child with a baby face like that, unless he's wielding a weapon covered with blood or neighbors identify him as the one who shot up the old lady at the bodega, what happened to stopping them and talking to them or saying, young man, where are your parents? I want to walk with you to your parents' house. Why are we so handcuff happy to put these young children in handcuffs? It's horrible. And I don't want to live in a world where adults cannot treat children as such. I don't want to live in that world.
Well, it seems they're able to do it when the kid's white. I mean, we have shooters that killed a bunch of people at the church and they get taken to Burger King, but a young kid, a black kid is like instantly treated as a predator and a menace to society. Now, the arresting officer said Tashawn fit the description, that's what they always say, right, of a car theft suspect at the time. Al, what are your thoughts?
Well, it's interesting that they said that. I actually saw the picture of the other suspect, and I think the only thing that I thought was similar maybe would have been the clothes, but it wasn't in the area. So that's the part that really confuses me. My expectation is that if you are a trained police officer, you need to exercise some critical thinking. You saw the dad came outside. You saw the kid was innocently dumping the trash. There was a different way to handle this. 8 cop cars pulled up on this situation and over 20 cop police showed up. That young man, like you said, is going to be traumatized, and traumatized because of what? They couldn't find a better way to check to see if it was the same person. And also, what was the purpose of all the cars? I myself, watching that video, became extremely stressed out. Now, I'm a viewer, stressed out about black boys getting hurt. Can you imagine what he was going to? And then they wonder why we feel like this doesn't perpetuate the harmful, the shameful, the discriminatory acts that they are used to doing that we are well too familiar of. This has got to stop. I mean, and where does it start, right? It's got to stop, but where does it start? Because it keeps happening over and over, and especially in our community. It's just not right.
R. Barnes 926 said, I was pissed when Whitefish put the young black boy in the police car, traumatizing even more, old heifer. Nola Kirby Girl said they can't think for themselves and they got to meet a quota. And Project Paula said they don't care about these black kids. It seems like they get off on this, like it's fun. I mean, if you think about it, the origin of the police was slave catchers, return them back as runaway property. So I think they carry that spirit to this day.
I just want to know, at what point does your manhood or your policing trump you being a man? As a man, I could not put a kid in handcuffs. As a dad, as an uncle, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
Right.
Except them kids on the bus beating up the bus driver.
Except them kids. Now, I beat the shit out of them kids. Kids on the bus and kids in the classroom, them different kind of kids. But kids,
why couldn't they sit him on the curb, standing beside his dad while they checked the facts? Why couldn't they do that? Why did they all have to surround him, handcuff him, and put him in a police car? There's no procedure for that. We've seen it 100 times before. We've seen cops allow other people walk them to a destination and then they take off running. Why couldn't they sit this kid down on the sidewalk with his dad so that he can feel safe while they double check everything? This is what I'm talking about. I think they would have exercised this if it wasn't a young black kid.
That's why we really got to show respect to the predominantly black police officers in the Montgomery brawl. They saw people engaged in a fight and were able to de-escalate and just handle it later with misdemeanor charges. And they worried about it. No one got hurt. No one got killed. This is the kind of situation that just can be escalated, but without using their brain, I think.
Right. And Al, not to belabor the point, there's one last comment. You said all those police officers pulled up. As they were pulling up and saw that the situation was handled, why didn't they keep driving?
Right. Or
Keep
back
going.
man down. That
It's fun for them, y'all. It is a hobby.
But I think when things like this happen, the police chief needs to get in trouble. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he needs to get in trouble. Why are your officers, 20 officers at a controlled scene?
right. Right.
All that does is get everybody riled up. And then it's like they almost dare you to do something because you're going to be riled up.